On this episode of Beer, Blues, and BS, get ready, we're celebrating 150 episodes. That's right, we've made it to the big 150, and Kidder and I are looking forward to rocking out with some of our regular guests. That's right, we got the local geek, we got Rudeboy Kyle, we even got the rarest of rare appearances. That's right, Brother Niko is here. It's going to be a good one. There's going to be drinks consumed, laughs had, probably a little bit of jibbing and jabbing, a little poking the bear here and there, but it's all in good fun, and you're in a good place. Welcome to the show.
It's Howard Blues and the Mark Kidder. Work all beverage, porpoises, enjoy time with friends.
Triple B! Well, the Triple B sucks. Okay? Oh, come on.
Whatever, man. This is Beer, Blues, and BS. Online at beerbluesbs.com.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Beer, Blues, and BS, the podcast that's been going strong for 150 episodes, and for some reason we keep doing this anyway. I'm your host, living embodiment of Charlie Brown, Howard Blues, here, as always, with my co-host, the man, the myth, the legend, the Mark Kidder. Kidder, how you doing tonight?
I'm just wondering, is that strong like ripe onions or strong like body odor or like a big BM?
More like I'm surprised I made it through that line without hacking. I'm still getting over all of the plague that has been through this house. I was just about done with the whole like RSV crap. And then on Wednesday, it turned into a sinus infection. So now I'm on powerful antibiotics and a steroid. Woo.
Man, you know, if you said your prayers and took your vitamins, brother.
Yeah. So
You'd be running wild through the house.
So let's just be glad my voice held out to do that line.
Wow. Hey, speaking of holding out, 150 episodes. I'm okay. And I mean, we kind of know how you are, right? Yeah.
Yeah, fair to Midland.
Thumbs up, the heads, the nods. Okay. So yeah, I am thirsty, but before that, we couldn't have 150th episode without having some of the guests who are the core part of this show. And so it's time to fire up the horn and go right around it, tooting their own horns. We have three wonderful and lovely people with us tonight. And that would be one Rudeboy Kyle, one local geek, the brewmaster himself, and one Bob Giggles in the house.
Cheers, brothers. Happy 150.
On tap, as in he's in the next time zone.
I don't blame you. I mean, I texted you and said, go ahead and start without me. And at least Rude Boy followed that direction and got it going. So
I told him that this was my warm-up beer. I've got two excellent beers to feature that are on tap.
That's good.
Tap.
Well,
hey, local geek, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Congratulations on 150. And speaking of vitamins, I'm in the mood for some vitamin B.
See what you did there. Very nice. Very nice. Vitamin Bob Giggles. Yes. And Brother Niko, how you doing?
Hey, everyone. Happy 150. Glad to be here.
Maybe we'll make it to 151. We'll see. All right.
One shot for 151 on 151.
And I'm done.
Well, since we've gone around the horn, introduced our guests, Kidder, I guess we go to everybody's favorite segment of the show, and that is What's on Tap. And I'm just going to jump in and say, because I'm on antibiotics and a strong steroid, it's brisk, baby. No alcohol for Howard tonight. So let's just get the disappointment out of the way now. I'm sorry. We are not going to beat the local geeks challenge of drinking more drinks than we did on episode 100.
So sad.
How many were featured in episode 100?
That was like 20.
Oh, wow.
20.
So
Boy, you better start picking up the slack.
Well, I've already featured this one before, so I can't count that one, but I've got 2 to bring to the show. So
Let's go to the official referee when it comes to brewmastering and keeping the master list himself. Local Geek, is that a featured beer? Is that included in the count?
I'll give it to him. It was seen on the episode.
Oh, there you go. All right. And then that means
Count
that
it.
Bob Giggles also, in his tasting notes of what he was trying there, also included, which was what?
Yes.
Your first drink?
Yes. So the first one of the evening is from Johnny Walker. It is their Swing blended whiskey. So 40% ABV, non-age statement. And just trying it out for the first time tonight. So far, it's unexceptional. Leave it at that. So it's a little bit thin, a little bit of a sherry kick to it. It is sweet, maybe a tiny bit of smoke, but honestly, I'd rather have a black Johnny Walker Black or something like that right now. So, but it was worth the $40 for the bottle.
Outstanding. Love it. Very good. We might as well continue going across the top, finish it out. Local Geek, you got something tasty beverage?
I do. I was for your 150th. I was hoping to pick up a Trappist beer, but when I went to the liquor store, they didn't have any. So I went with the next best thing and got myself a Sierra Nevada barrel-aged narwhal. It's an Imperial Stout. It says, deep in our barrel room, out of light's reach, our legendary narwhal Imperial Stout rests in bourbon barrels for nearly a year. After aging, it emerges anew, rich with notes of oak, vanilla, and coconut layered into the stout's malt flavors of dark chocolate and espresso. Enjoy this beast of a beer. It's 11.9% alcohol and 16 ounces. So I will probably be doing a Howard tonight and just having one.
how did that get termed as pulling a Howard?
Does it include part of the horn in the
There is
prove that it's narwhal?
Nothing about a horn other than the image on the can.
False marketing.
I mean, I guess it is technically a tooth, but I digress.
It is Ball Corporation aluminum, so
Yeah! All right. Didn't make you wait on that one. All right, give it to us.
pour this guy into my glass here. It's
0 out of
very
5,
dark
by the
looking.
way. Nico, what do you give on yours?
What was that? Sorry.
I know you said it was unimpressive, but 0 to 5. What do you think?
I said unexceptional,
Okay.
which would be middle of the road. So I guess I'd give it a mid 2.
Okay. Unexceptional, unacceptable,
This guy's quite
It's been a
dark.
week.
Not seeing
dark
much
as
light through
Howard's
that one there.
Nope. Yes, it is in the. It's been a weak glass. I'm sorry, Future Howard, but it has been a shit week. Smells
Acceptable.
amazing.
That one's flying.
Listen, as long as you don't do an impression of PK and swear every 2 minutes, we're good. We're good.
I did send him an invite, so there's still a chance.
That might be my first one in however many episodes I've been on.
that's a new category for you to keep track of, is the keep count for the guest.
Add a new tab. Yeah, F-bombs.
So this beer is really good. Kidder, you probably would not like it because the coconut is kind of forward on it.
That's why I heard coconut and I went,
But
not.
yeah,
not
I'd give it a 3 out of 5. It's solid right in the middle.
What's the average price for a pounder of that?
I think it was like $16 for a 4-pack.
Okay, not horrible. Not
unreasonable.
horrible, actually. Not horrible. Yeah.
The other one I was looking at was a Bananas Foster Kentucky Bourbon Stout. That was like $23 for a bottle.
For a 16 ouncer?
I think it was, yeah.
Probably a half liter, I would guess.
Yeah. I just couldn't bring myself to spend that much money on one beer.
Especially if it's unknown as to whether you'd actually like the dang thing.
But if you were Howard, then one and done. So
Or none and
Apparently.
done.
yeah.
You're just more often than not parent in charge and just having one for the day. So that's where that came from.
That is true. That is true. Kidder, what you having?
Did Rude Boy actually tell us what he's got in the cooker?
Yeah, I have from my quick
wanted to make sure.
From my quick
So there's no
peruse of
confusion.
the master list, I have a 3 Floyd's Arctic Panzer Wolf from
this is a Panzer Wolf.
3 Floyd's Brewing in Munster, Indiana. They've finally got around to distributing around my area here. What I like is their box is unique on 4 of the 6 sides in terms of artwork. Got the classic Wolfenstein type font with the wolf. And then the description says it is a massive Imperial IPA that will leave your palate its hapless victim. Scorched earth is our brewery policy.
That's going to be lots and lots of flavor.
So yeah, it's a 9% alcohol by volume.
9.
And
Come on, you couldn't let
featuring
that
the
go.
box that
Nine.
that had 4 16-ounce cans. It features the similar branding with the wolf and the red eyes on the can. I had one earlier tonight, and it made me miss all the 3 Floyd's brews that were available back towards Chicagoland area where my parents are from. But ooh, that's tasty. I'd say well balanced. For those that don't like IPAs, you wouldn't enjoy it, but it doesn't punch you with the hops, but it definitely it hits.
It slaps.
Sure. Or it's got the bite of the wolf. So
Okay.
yeah. Arctic Panzer Wolf. Very tasty. I'd give that we'll say 3.9 out of 5.
Okay. Well, good luck. You got to make it through. Yep. Probably what it is.
I'll let you know
All
how
right.
that goes later.
Yeah. All right. I don't remember who I got this from.
I thought you had a Mountain Dew at first.
Yeah. Like, I don't know where the who guy. Oh, I got this. Howard Blues bringing me the Mas Lima Cerveza. 5% alcohol by volume, 12 fluid ounces, a lager with lime and salt. And the visuals are assaulting your eyeballs with trying to focus on this crap. Oscar Blues Brewery, in tribute to Howard Blues. Pack it in, pack it out, recycle. This is, again, Oscar Blues Brewery, LLC, Longmont, Colorado, and Brevard, North Carolina, and Austin, Texas. Oh, hell yeah! Also, Ball Corporation Aluminum. Let me begin.
So I'm assuming it's like a Corona or a Land Shark in style, plus the lime and salt.
Sure.
An island lager.
We had Silent Bob again. The other Bob.
I think you've had that one on the show, right, Howard? Must have been the episode that came out today.
I can't remember.
I seem to remember you drinking it, but I don't see it on the sheet. So
Oh. It smells
Maple
like
feature.
turkey. I could see sitting in the backyard of a house in Des Moines when it's about 90 degrees, having about 15 of these.
Well, at this
Right
rate,
now-
it's gonna be
What's the
90 degrees
APV on
pretty
those?
soon.
5.
Oh, okay. Yep, you can have those. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can have 15
drink
of
a whole
those.
case and then go to the races.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind go to the Newton and Iowa Motor Speedway. Have a party in the lot. Mm. It's been what, like 7 years, so I think we're about due.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
2017. Mhm.
I noticed that they opined a little more on the can than they did on the box in terms of describing.
Way to miss that.
Good job.
How long have you been doing this show? Clearly not long enough.
Well, let me see here.
Freaking
It
amateur
falls-
hour going on here.
I give this a 3.983888102.1.
Enough to have 15 of them in 90-degree
15.
weather. Oh. But this they call this a dry and
The 30-foot
stupendously hot,
bonfire.
medium-bodied imperial India Pale Ale, brewed with Canadian two-row malt,
Ooh, eh?
dextrose, American hops. Arctic Panzer Wolf has superior aromas of marmalade, white peach, pine, and apricot, all mixed with the intense American hop bitterness. So,
It's a superior hops and bitterness.
Yeah.
And you said it's 2-row Canadian something or other. So in the US, that of course is like 3.5 row.
yeah, that's the rough imperial measurement, I guess, from metric.
I meant the true conversion over to the US rates.
Oh, yeah. The imperial versus the metric system.
I just, the
I think that's
Canadian
why they call
dollar and the US dollar.
Sure.
Don't need any centiliters here. Get that out of here. Niko's really vested in his drink there. He's slapping some things and waving some things, and he's got his own party
Does it speak to
happening.
you?
I'm
Hold it up
trying
to your
out.
ear.
I'm trying my second drink of the evening already.
What?
Yeah.
Howard? Howard?
Uh-oh.
Do I got to do it already?
Yep.
Let's see if the voice holds out. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to everybody's second favorite segment of the show. What's on tap? Round 2. Drink.
I got to finish number 1 first.
So now I am sampling for the first time a 8-year-old blended Scotch produced by Kirkland Signature, and it is their Year of the Dragon special edition.
But, man. It's a dragon man.
Yeah, fruity.
Is it Trogdor?
Yeah, right. Little spicy, good richness, faint smoke.
Smoke. Smoke.
Spicy on the finish. Some fruits. Not getting terribly much more. Again, it's not terribly old, only 8 years. I do like it better than the Johnny Walker, though. So, anyways, here's the.
I'm guessing it's probably a little more affordable than JW.
Yeah. Plus, this is also a liter bottle instead of a 750. So,
Mhm.
Look at that dragon.
although it was
Or-
a special
or-
edition, so I just looked it up and
More
the
spice for the
resale.
bulk.
Yeah, well, the resale on the bottles are like $200 a pop. So, if you want it now, good luck. I guess.
Regretting opening it.
No. Only reason to have it is to open it. So.
I'm aging this thing another 8 years.
But I'll give this a solid 4 out of 5. I'm enjoying it.
And it's gone.
I was round 2 of the raspberry tea there, Howie.
Well, actually, this is still round 1, and no, I did not drink it this fast. This was like a quarter bottle that was sitting down here when I got down here because I didn't grab anything else because I was hurrying to get down here.
He's literally had a second drink. There's the third. So
how's that mixing with the antibiotics?
So far, so good.
That's pretty good there.
Just
Go to the Loafer Club to discuss it amongst yourselves.
Don't mind me.
This is like the first day in a week I've been able to string together more than like 2 sentences and not just break out in a fit of coughing. So we're doing well. We're doing
Kudos to you on the men.
Yeah, it's like week 3 of sickness. I'm so over being sick. Yeah, for the episode
I would say that he's so sick.
Yeah, Kidder knows this, but my kids got a cold. I caught it. I got over it just as they were catching RSV. So just as I was almost over the cold, I got RSV.
that's nasty this year.
It is
nasty this year.
And then it turned into a sinus infection. So I've been... It has just been constant. We have gone through so many boxes of Kleenex in this house. I should have bought stock. So, well, gents, I know we didn't get a run sheet out because, well, I mean,
we need a rundown.
Well, that and I didn't know
Here's
how many
the hip
guests
and we're
were
shooting from it.
Yeah, but I did have a topic to talk about.
Well, Howard's fired up.
It's well. I
Hot
can
take.
enjoy it if I could get it out.
Hey,
Take your
thought
time.
you said that you had a joint for a second. I'm like, no wonder you're coughing, Howard. You're not-
Here, pass it over here.
Got the purple haze.
It's the
Jimi
one
Hendrix.
episode Howard is stomping on his own transitions.
Hopefully, JS will be joining us, but Jimi Hendrix maybe have him tied up.
Yeah,
Willie Nelson.
we're going to be a little late to this bit of news because I was sick last week and didn't get. Kidder and I kept a short show, so we didn't get to talk about it. But Kidder, did you hear about all of the shenanigans at the Waste Management Open down in Phoenix, Arizona, a couple weekends ago?
No, I happened to miss that.
I figured, and I actually tried to find like a little highlight video that showed what happened. Couldn't find
Is
a good one.
there a bunch of trash talk or?
No, there's. I think the
note's
most
been
interesting
recycled.
stats were seeing how many people or how many calls for assistance and how many arrests or calls for medical response there were.
So let's fill everybody in. The week before the Open, a lot of rain hit Phoenix, and so the course was pretty waterlogged. On Saturday of the Open, it started with people just crashing the gates to get in. And I mean, so much so that the ticket takers stopped taking tickets. Like they were just letting people in. People immediately raced into the bar areas, including the VIP section, whether they were VIPs or not, and they were handing out free drinks. So we had an incredible amount of alcohol. Yeah. Well, because they were supposed to be VIPs.
Let's go.
But they weren't. You had like this incredibly large group that centered all around the 16th hole. You had everything from people falling in the mud because if they stepped off the path, it was so muddy and slippery, they would just whoop down. We had fist fights. We had people urinating on the golf course. All things said and told, the police actually had to shut down the entrance to the course. So even if you had a ticket, you couldn't get in for a while. By 2:00 in the afternoon, they stopped selling beer at some locations. In
They
total,
ran out.
The police, what they tried to do was to get people to move away from the 16th hole and disperse a bit further on the course. They shut down kind of the bars in that area so people could move. You had the crowd arguing with players, making loud noises as they tried to tee off. It was complete and total chaos. There were 58 people arrested. And this
Rookie numbers.
And this is a PGA golf event. So
McElroy, you suck.
Yeah. It was quite a bit of chaos. And again, if you go out and look on YouTube, you can find some clips of all this. I just couldn't find a good one that had like a bunch of this all strung together to show you guys. But thought it was worth sharing because it was apparently quite the atmosphere. And apparently this is a kind of common thing at the Waste Management Open down in Phoenix. So, yeah.
You know what would have dispersed it quicker? Pepper spray and water cannons.
Beanbag.
Hole in one, all right. Bam! Tink, bam! Tink, bam!
Or just a couple amateurs teeing off like us over there. Just hit a few balls.
We can make that happen next year. Who wants to go to Phoenix?
There were
set up an electrical box so Niko has something to shoot at.
They actually had a couple of amateurs on one of the hills put some, like, I think they put like a $50 bill halfway down the hill, and you had to try and slide down the hill and get it on your way by, and you got to keep it. And like, if you missed, you had to put money onto the pile. And soon there was a couple $100 on the side of the hill. People just running, sliding, trying to get it. Yeah, golf, classy sport.
There's no way I'll ever hit that. Tink!
No way.
Love it. Didn't we also take out a bird once?
I think Howard hit a squirrel.
I did hit a squirrel.
Squirrel's just sitting there holding his nuts, and all of a sudden balls out of nowhere.
It was a pretty fat squirrel in my defense.
It was slow mover.
Well fed.
Balls joke.
Mm-hmm. Ah. So, well, gents, I was at the Bobcats game. I left before it was over because for some reason they decided between the first and second period, let's have a 21-minute period break.
It's weird.
Yeah, they were having it mascot night, so they had mascots from a lot of the local businesses and other teams there and such. And so they decided, well, we're going to play a game with the mascots, then we'll play a game with the audience, and then we'll zam the ice. And so, yeah, it was like 21 minutes in between the two periods, which is why I'm so late, because about the time I texted Kidder, we should have been into the third period, and I texted him like at 9 o'clock. I'm like, they haven't even started the third period. And Lefty and I decided at a score of 4-1, our Bobcats up. We decided, let's go. It's late. Kids need to go to bed. So we left about halfway through the third. So
final score, Aberdeen 1. Your Bismarck Bobcats 5.
Yeah, and that makes sense. The Bobcats were playing really well. Although they got a power play in the third period, and they just did nothing with it. And I don't mean like, they made attempts, they skated in the zone. No, they like sat in their own zone for most of the power play.
Cool.
I don't even.
Welcome to the club.
Poor Kyle.
Yeah.
It's a rebuilding year. We get it.
There were no fisticuffs, although they were getting really chippy because I'm just going to say it. The ref and the ref crew were not doing a great job. I mean, in the first period, one of the Bobcats players, like blatant, like everybody saw it, like elbowed an Aberdeen player right in the face. Like it was just a bam and just knocked into the ground.
That's what they should have done. Just keep skating.
No, nobody saw anything. So, of course, at the beginning of the second period, what happens? Aberdeen player just wails one of our guys right in the face. And the guy gets up and looks at the ref, and the ref like, oh, wait, you're down. Did you see that? I didn't see what happened. No penalty.
Uh-oh. Niko's
Nope,
slapping
I
stuff
see
again.
him. He's what it passes a cologne.
Oh boy, boys, I don't know about this.
Oh, boy.
Oh no, he was ringing the rim there. That's gonna be a good one.
This needs
Howard?
to be mixed.
Howard?
Do you need more time to study it? I can introduce my next brew.
Yes, please.
All right.
Continuing everybody's second favorite segment of the episode, it's What's on Tap, Round 2, Part 2. Drink.
All right. Well, this also comes from the Three Floyds Brewery. They're well known for their artistic boxes, and this is the bottom of the 6-pack carrier. But this is the Space Station Middle Finger American Pale Ale. So there you go. Censor that.
Man,
Future
Howard is pissed.
So,
I got something for that. That's okay.
uh-oh, I'm scared now.
Is it Big V's face?
But yeah, I'll say that the artwork on the box itself is family friendly. So I'll show you the box and I'll read off the side, which I did my homework on this one. It coincides what says in the bottle in the box. So from the dawn of time, humans have looked to the sky for answers. Space Station Middle Finger replies to all from its eternal orbit. Behold and enjoy this bright, golden American Pale Ale. Three Floyds
gives you the middle finger.
I do have to say I enjoy the artwork they've got on there.
Yeah, it's I'd have to say there's
That is cool.
there's part of the station there, and then it seems like it's there's like some sort of NASA rover battle tank there, kind of
The hover tank from Stripes.
yeah. So it's got it says Space Station Middle Finger 4632N21 MFER. Some more embattlements and such. The bottle itself, completely unique, actually does show the Space Station Middle Finger. So hide your kids, hide your wives, if you don't want to be seeing such new horizons and flavor.
This is going to be graphic.
So right here, you have Space Station Middle Finger, and it's wonderful American Pale Ale-ness. But yeah, even though Three Floyds is well known for their unique takes on IPA beers, I saw this and I was like, I can't do this to the biggest IPA fan I know, Mark. But I wanted to do an APA because this is much more up his alley. So, cheers.
Got a good swig of America.
Cheers to space, the Space Station
Final
Middle
frontier.
Finger.
He just gave you the double deuces.
Future Howard is just now contemplating if I just give up and just mark this episode as explicit.
Oh no, it's demonetized.
Not family friendly. PG-13, if you will. But yeah, it is much more well-rounded. So I'd say it would appear to be, I'd say, much more up the general audience appeal than IPAs that have too much of that hoppy flavor. So very small notes of hops, but it's just the right amount. And yeah, you have a 4.2 out of 5.
Niko, you've been contemplating for a minute, and I'm waiting to get a beverage so then you
Deep
can
in
have
thought.
your full moment here.
I think I finally wrapped my head around it. So what I am looking at is a 42% ABV uncategorized distilled spirit from Empirical, and it is the Doritos, basically vodka.
Basically.
It's essentially, it's a grain spirit, so distilled in New York. And the smell,
grain.
that's true, but it is actually made with Doritos, corn, and it literally smells as if you open up a brand new bag of nacho cheese Doritos and you take a whiff. It is, honestly, that's what it smells like.
If only it tasted like that.
They got the smell down, so
It is unbelievable. But yes, if I didn't know what it was, I might be able to guess that it was Doritos. So, which is very unique. They say it can be served neat or on the rocks or in a mixed drink. So, we'll try neat, I guess.
You're not going to do a Doritos old fashioned?
No, I will do a Doritos Caesar probably. But, yeah.
Got to muddle the Doritos chips.
put a beefsteak and a slice of bacon.
Right alongside the cherry.
Umami.
Umami.
Yes, it does. It opens up right away with that umami flavor. Almost, I don't want to say bitter, but it's almost bitter. But then that tang of the nacho cheese, and like I said, corn, like a corn tortilla chip. It's there. Very corn forward. I'm not sad I bought it, I guess, but
And how much was this bottle?
I don't remember. $50 or $60,
$14.99?
somewhere around there.
Oh, geez. Okay.
So, but for a limited release, that's pretty much expected.
You
It's
definitely wouldn't get that quality if you bought like 10 chips, $10 or 10 bags of chips and mixed it with vodka.
no. This is much better than that.
Mm-hmm.
Probably just take a neat. It's definitely not a daily sipper. I would give it maybe a low 2 out of 5, but we'll see mixed with some other things if it gets any better here.
And who
You
makes
think
that guy?
What's that?
Who makes that?
It's Empirical is the distillery.
Empirical?
EMPIRICAL. Yep.
Do you think it would taste better with a little chill to it or on the rocks?
It could.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of flavored beverages to begin with, flavored whiskeys and whatnot. So it was already a step out of my comfort zone, but I think it's going to be bomb with. They recommend either, as a Bloody Mary or as a margarita, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It just reminds me of the fact that, like, if I were to drink a can of V8, like it has to be chilled. Like I can't have it room temperature. Like if you're gonna have your veggies some way, I'd rather
chill.
Yeah, I mean, just put it in the fridge overnight and you're ready to go. But
yeah, it's great. Even there's nothing left in the glass other than just a little bit, and it's just it's straight up nacho cheese Doritos.
awesome.
Probably
That's
be
cool.
paired really well with a bag of your favorite Doritos flavor, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you like combining Doritos, sure.
Put a pinch of Cool Ranch in there.
Just
A
you
bit
gotta
of spicy nacho.
Don't cross the flavor streams, man. Don't cross the flavor
I have the seasoning mix for the popular hot sauce.
Tapatio? Cholula?
Not Cholula.
Is it Mexican?
It's the Frank's hot sauce.
Oh, Frank's Red Hot.
Yeah, Frank's Red Hot. So
Nice.
I bet that would go excellent in with the Caesar or the Mary if you were to do that. So
For sure.
give a little heat to the nacho cheese.
Hot cheddar. Make it better.
Hmm.
Oh, yes. Love effing cheese.
What do you got there, Kidder?
Well, I've been trying to decide which one I should have for the 150th.
The
And
one on the left.
maybe.
The fickle finger of fate. Close your eyes and spin the finger. Where do you land?
I made my decision.
Oh, there we go.
Because the brewmaster himself was talking about how Iowa has not had enough representation lately. And so I am opening up this tasty barrel strength Templeton rye. Do love the rye, do love the Templeton. Just got to get
Unfortunately,
down.
that's not going to increase their number because Templeton's already been featured.
This flavor.
It's the brewery or distillery that gets counted.
Okay, rules and stuff. I'm sorry, I didn't know that we had rules on this show.
He throws his technicality flag. Sorry, no.
Gonna have to just send the Howard the Ref jersey over to Local Geek.
I mean, if we were counting individual like drinks from the states, I think North Dakota would be in the lead just from all the ones I've featured.
All the glasses of water?
Is that what you call my beer?
No.
I'm gonna make you an IPA, Kidder.
Yeah, this tastes really good.
You gotta name it though, Kidder's Hatred.
Make him like the
absolutely
the
going to have
Dan
one. I do
middle
it.
finger or something.
All right, well, whatever. This is the Templeton Rye from Templeton, Iowa. Population 362. Small town, strong spirit. The 2020 barrel strength from Templeton. Each year, a limited number of our finest barrels are selected from the aging stocks of straight rye whiskey in Templeton, Iowa. These barrels are then carefully vatted together, creating a barrel strength whiskey that showcases the Templeton rye expression in its purest form. Each barrel chosen has a 95% rye and 5% malted barley mash bill with will vary in age and taste profile to deliver a unique and special annual release. Naturally non-chill filtered and bottled at 56.55%, repeating, of course, ABV. Our 2020 barrel strength delivers aromas of ripe apples and oak with delicate hints of spiced orange and dried apricot. Produced and bottled by Templeton Rye Spirits, LLC, Templeton, Iowa. Visit them online at templetonrye.com. Distilled in Indiana. I think they're pulling a fast one on you there, lazy goalie.
Yeah, they've done that since since they got popular. That's when they started outsourcing the
Took it over the river.
the operation. But
I mean, distilling's distilling. What makes a whiskey is going to be how what barrels it's put in, what environment it's put in. You know, it would taste a lot different if it was actually barreled and aged in Indiana or Texas or anywhere else than Iowa. So
I'm pretty sure I have Iowa down for where its home is on the spreadsheet. So
Lots of the flavorful notes.
it was a wise choice to chill.
Mm-hmm. Apricot right off the top there. Wow.
Tink.
Yeah. ASMR again. There we go. Cheers, boys.
Salute.
Cheers to 150.
Might as well give this a nice smell. Yeah, you got the spice, a little bit of the apple, and for some reason, they're really getting the apricot off of that especially at the top. A lot of ethanol. A lot of ethanol in this one. Hot. It smells really good, though.
Can always mix it with some water.
Lots of spice, as I like with my rye. There's a little bit of that apple, a little bit of bite.
I have never gone wrong with the barrel strength Templeton, and especially with that one being, you said from 2020.
Yep.
It'd probably be one of those bottles that you market for special occasions and you make it happen, or get one every year and see how they age progressively. So
I'm still getting the nice warmth out of it too. So that's really good. Just trying to taste all the notes to it, you know. Makes me want to drink even more though. Solid 4.38.
Very nice. Well, while we're on the subject of it, I got a little birthday present here from my wife. It's a little fermenter for doing some small batch stuff, which Kitter's Hatred will be brewed in someday.
you put the beer, it comes out the bottom.
Basically.
Yeah.
So
Put the hatred in the top and the whole thing goes in the trash.
probably going to start with a 1 gallon batch of mead in it to try out doing a mead. But yeah, I'll use it for some experimental stuff, do some small 1 or 2 gallon batches in it. It's a 3 gallon fermenter. So
You're not in college anymore.
and then I'll do things that I'm not a big fan of, but I want to check off the list to say I brewed, such as an IPA. So and I'm, of course, going to share it with you guys when I make it, because I don't want to drink it all by myself.
Yeah, tossing a couple middle fingers in there. And
Exactly. Make sure Kidder gets a few bottles of it. I'll just not tell him what it is. And
North Dakota middle fingers.
Hey, so how about them Sioux? Yeah? Good old hockey game tonight. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6 goals. And Minnesota Duluth Bulldogs had 0 to answer. That's right. Your Fighting Sioux finished 6-0 tonight. Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That is a strong response to what happened last weekend. So
That was
good to
terrible. Hey, how about this? It's the night of the sweeps. Get the broom out, because Colorado College, who apparently UND did not want to play against this year, just let them go have their way with the net. And University of Nebraska Omaha play tonight, and the Mavericks pick up a win 3-0.
see. Very nice.
Kidder, I will add, I do have to agree, because you went to a Bobcats game earlier, since we're still kind of on hockey. I have to agree with you. The sound system in there, I could not understand a word that the announcer said, like the entire game.
Yep.
It was terrible.
Yep.
It was. Ugh.
You should bring a sign that just says "mumble that again." Ready to talk.
It's not even like a mumbling thing. It's like there's a constant, like anytime that they have anybody speaking, it's like it's buzzing the whole time.
Yeah. What?
What?
But they were even having that problem with like some of the videos that they would like show where they had like the players saying stuff as like promotional stuff. And it's like the only one I ever heard clearly was the they did the cowbell. You know, I got a fever for more cowbell.
They have a buzz in the system the whole time, or just when he's talking?
Just when he's talking. Like the music is fine when they're playing music. But anytime that they gets on that microphone, there's something that's interfering or they're having an issue with. It's just garbage. Just garbage.
I know when I used to install sound systems for places like that, and if the amplifiers and the mixer and speakers were on different electrical circuits and breakers, we would get that kind of a hum from it. But it would be something you'd hear constantly if it was that, like the music and everything would have, and not just microphones.
It makes you wonder if it could use like some pass-through filter or some compressor built into just a slight investment in the system overall to eliminate that.
Yeah. It needs some work. It's rough. And I
tell you, the whole building sucks because it's a giant tin building. The speakers are old, and the volume is up at 120%. So
bring it to 11.
It sucks.
Yeah, the volume wasn't too bad tonight, but it was.
I meant the input volume, not the overall volume.
Right. I'm just saying. Yeah, and we don't have that problem when we do high school. Like we don't get that tin sound, and I wonder if that's because that's the hard-lined in mic that's in the box. I would just wonder if it's just not the fact that it's a wireless mic that they're using up in the press box. That's something with that connection. But
could be. Or some kind of interference that's just in the airwaves if it's a wireless mic.
Yeah. So
too many Bluetooths.
Hey, speaking of things that suck, let's get to our newest segment, the one that Kidder absolutely loves. And that is, hey, for those who haven't been on the show for a while, somebody decided to gift me this, a book of terribly awesome dad jokes. And so every week, I read off 4 of them just to bug Kidder. So
you can tell it's bugging him already.
Yes. So, our first one. A bossy man goes into a bar. He orders everybody around. Someone stole the toilet seat at the police station. Investigators had nothing to go on. If I got 50 cents for every failed math exam, I'd have $7.20 now. And this joke is so old, but okay. What concert can you visit for 45 cents?
50 Cent featuring Nickelback.
Yeah, 50 Cent plus Nickelback. Which is a terrible joke to end on because that's such an old joke.
I got one to add for you to end on.
Okay.
I was going to tell you the other one too, but
I had a hard time figuring out why I don't consider cottage cheese a cheese. It's just occurred to me.
There we go. Your dad jokes for the week.
Yep. Kidder and I threw a couple out earlier too.
Which is amazing that he can throw out a dad joke being that, he's childless.
Fur baby.
Right?
He's got a couple cats.
I have 3 kids.
And the missus.
Anyway. Is that what the sippy said right here?
Oh, Zabadoo.
He's gonna be great.
This is where we need somebody to throw out a topic.
Well, we finished wrestling, or not wrestling. I just came across a wrestling photo. I finished hockey, talking tasty beverages, We were talking farm sim before we started because, yep, Rude Boy and I were tending to the crops out on the field today. We had to go out there and take care of some of the crops.
Yeah, we were ripping up some red beets, some wheat. Mark was placing down some factories to process the crops. Yeah, we had an update to our trailers and wagons that turned them purple instead of black and green. So we had to take care of that with product in our trailer, mind you. So, but yeah, it's been my go-to game for about the past 10 months for doing a little bit of math and having a little bit of fun, but it's very therapeutic when you can run up and down the fields and take care of crops or try and make a few bucks on the virtual farm. So what do you think, Mark?
I just like the construction stuff and putting up
Yeah.
an unnecessary amount of light poles.
Yeah, they never get in the way.
Especially where you're trying to go. It has to be illuminated because it's not like there's lights on the tractors.
Yeah, and it's not like we have the ability to start and stop time throughout the day when it's like you've got sunlight and you can see what. Well, yeah, it's a good time. Kind of got some elements of truck simulator to it that you got to do a little bit of planning and thinking, but you can zone out and take care of animals, take care of crops, make a few virtual farm bucks on the way, and you can play the game as easy as you want or as realistic as you want because you have to fertilize, lime, herbicide. Yeah.
Drive the combine into a tree.
Yeah. That's happened a couple times.
I've seen.
Give or take.
I tuned into one of your streams.
Oh, yeah.
I was sick and trying to fall asleep, and I'm like, this will put me to sleep.
We're just marketing to the wrong people. We just need to market to
it's
the
Omniacs.
Do you want to go to bed?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of create your own adventure because there's the base game itself is very customizable and has some decent maps that you can work your way up the farming ladder, if you will, and start out with some basic and rudimentary equipment and eventually get to the point where you're running 3 or 4 huge combines that are close to 60 feet wide and making money hand over fist. And it's all a matter of how you want to get there and what kind of products you want to produce from the crops you harvest. And well, yeah, good time.
I'm glad you guys like it. I don't think I could do it, and especially not playing with the two of you because kid or knows I get bored in games pretty fast. So I'd be doing things like letting out a cow and just putting it out in the field in your way, just so that you go, where the hell does cow come from?
Well, unfortunately, we don't have much control over the cows, but you can take care of cows and take care of their products they produce, whether it be milk, their poop. But yeah, it's something that there's also a big part of the game. There's if you like logging or doing timber type operations, you can go plant a forest. And
If you like big wood,
yeah, as Mark said. So
hardwood, softwood, lots of wood.
there any like steep cliffs in the game?
Definitely.
yeah, there's a lot of yeah, Mark has created a few. Yeah, there's each map is very customizable in terms of, like, I remember, I think we plopped down a barn. There happened to be a tree that was planted just enough below the surface that it created some extreme divot that we didn't know how to get rid of it. We didn't realize that there was a tree that was buried close to 30 or 40 feet deep until we sort of had to take some development tools and go and delete the tree. And then we're like, oh, that's now it looks okay. And
Heavy construction.
but before that, we had just created this semicircle of bushes that went around the big divot, and then I placed a do not enter sign on the outside. So it's a constant work in progress. So
Riveting.
All I'm hearing is that, somewhere 30, 40 feet underground, there's a dwarf going, hey, where'd my tree go?
No, it's gone. It's gone. It's flat. I took out the whole building and moved it about 12 feet. And there, I fixed it. And a lot of construction mods. Tried to do road construction in the game. And
the best we could do is gravel.
Doesn't work as well as I want. I suppose we should have downloaded the paving app or mod and done something with that, but
I mean, you're only 2 weeks into the game, so
yeah.
I mean, that's something I haven't touched either. So this
is delicious, Rude Boy.
Excellent. Well, it's
looking forward to getting back to the Rio. Niko and I were talking about the improvements and whatnot that they supposedly have. So we'll have an episode on the road again.
We've actually never done an episode. Sorry, I was going to make a literal joke, but never actually done an episode on the road. We've done destination episodes.
I'm doing tomorrow while I'm on the road.
No, I'm busy. I am going out to the ranch to help my dad remove some trees.
I got a good solid 10 hours in the car tomorrow. So.
Great. You can listen to about 5 episodes of this show.
Thumbs up, please.
I think I thumbs up all of them, including the one that released today. If I haven't, I'll do it right now.
So we have 1 thumbs up. Thank you.
It does go a long way towards helping the channel. So
beat the algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
Helps make the drive go, faster when you think about man, we only listened to 5 episodes. It's over in a flash.
And there's only 5 episodes till we're home.
Yeah.
Jaco, I got to break it to you, but at 4 a.m. is Elimination Chamber.
That's when Farva's waking up.
Yeah. Farva couldn't be here because he's got to get up at 0400. So, what do you say? 5 hours from now, let's get up, do it live. F it.
No. Again, got to go to the ranch, use heavy machinery, remove trees. Not something.
Sounds riveting.
Hey, you don't f***ing ask me, huh? I've been moving trees digitally for days. Huh? You don't f***ing ask me.
You've also been drinking.
Right now I have. I can have water. I can have some Gatorade. I can have a brisk baby.
But he can also take antibiotics and drink iced tea and also operate heavy equipment. So
yeah.
caveats and
Usually, I don't tend to operate the equipment. I tend to be the manual labor that once they cut it, I take and throw it in the skid steer.
Oh.
Grunt labor.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So once he is feeling like about 85, 90%, he could have a drink and work.
I think I'm on antibiotics for like 10 days. This is day 2.
Maybe the extra added alcohol content will help kill that nastiness.
I don't think it works like that.
Sure. I'm pretty sure it does.
Just don't take an
Drinking
antacid. You'll be fine.
Do not take your medicine while you're drinking.
Just keep no. Keep
Do not drink
until you don't have to worry about it anymore, and then you're fine.
No. Always follow what the bottle says.
You fall asleep, and then you're good.
My bottle says 42% ABV.
Yeah. Take 2 of these and call me next week. It's gonna be like the Jack Daniel's honey whiskey all over again.
Red Stag.
That bottle is finally gone, thankfully. Nope. Won't be around until tomorrow evening, Kidder, to review Elimination Chamber. So
where are they at, considering it starts at 4 a.m. our time?
They're in Perth, Australia, mate.
Across the pond.
Mm-hmm. They went back in time. They went the other way.
So far back that they're actually ahead of us.
Even tomorrow. Next thing we know, it's a swing around your anus. So, flashing lights, games. Niko, did you get the update for the visor bars and the new Dodge Charger?
Visor bars, huh?
Yeah.
That also sounds riveting.
It's
No, I have not yet.
amazing.
I have not. This is the first time I've turned on my computer this week.
Oh, that's been on there for a little while, a couple months probably, for the visor bars, and then the new Dodge Charger, which the hell were they calling it? Rude Boy, you remember?
It was something close but not similar, but you could tell they were trying to. Yeah, they were
Thunder.
The Thunder.
They did their best to dodge whatever infringement.
And the SWAT van. Yep, the Thunder Sports Sedan Pack. And the new free update featuring the new SWAT van.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to pull out the details here. Oh, February update now live. Mission editor bank plus call out SWAT van fixes.
I was playing the other day and I downloaded a roadblock mission. So you set up a roadblock.
Interesting.
I had like 12 arrests in 15 cars. This is a bit much.
Like it was a sobriety checkpoint?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And I'm also disappointed because, when you request a transport for somebody, it doesn't count as one of your arrests because you don't take them over to the jail.
That's why you need the paddy wagon. Just fill it, and then you could take one big load.
See, I would, but you can still only fit 4 people in it. Or 3 people. It's a whole van, but you can only fit 3 people in it, just like any of the other cars, except for the tow truck. So Rude Boy can never take anybody to jail. He just takes their car.
Well, you tend to excel at certain skill sets in that game.
Can't you just leave them in the car and tow the car?
In a perfect world, we'll have to mention that as a possibility.
Anybody else playing anything interesting?
What do you consider interesting, Howard?
I don't know. Listen, I don't do a lot of gaming these days.
Yeah,
My free time is spent editing this show.
it's gone
Riveting.
Wow.
yeah. Yeah, it's
Red eyes.
not as easy to find the free time to find those interesting things. So I'm with you.
Well, he's got to bleep all those swear words.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or you just cut out whole sentences sometimes.
This episode's only 33 minutes.
Find whatever segment to put the sounds of the supermarket on top of.
Yeah. Mhm. Yep. Two things that take the longest to edit out is all of the long pauses and then swearing. Mhm.
We all
just-
apologize in advance.
I just burped and it tasted like nacho Doritos.
Fantastic.
Fantabulous.
A gift that keeps on giving.
At least through this evening.
And then tomorrow your farts will smell a little bit cheesy.
That would be an improvement.
Right now they're a bit beefy. Maybe X-nay on the beef stick A in your Caesar.
Snap into the Slim Jim.
Ooh, yeah. You know, Kidder, I'm surprised they haven't done the mix on that yet, where they start with the Macho Man and then they end with LA Knight. Now that they have him doing it, where it's the Macho Man, ooh, and then his yeah. They haven't gone that far yet. They haven't.
Give it time.
Maybe. I mean, they're not always the best at coming up with this stuff.
Until you watch this show. Yeah.
Are we
Somebody
being,
got something on.
are we being invaded by a different show?
Damn it, Rock.
Somebody's restreaming the show. Quick!
Damn hoodlums stealing our content.
Trying to figure out who it was. I'm like, man, who's got
Mikey,
so
check
bored
the high
that
end.
they
Getting a little bit of a hiss back here. Check, chuckity, check.
Check. 1, 2.
How about anybody watch anything interesting?
Yes.
Yes.
I've been watching Halo Season 2.
Oh.
4th episode just released yesterday. And I am agitated because it does not follow Halo lore.
Huh.
Are there not
new
enough
lore.
buttons being pressed?
Yes. However, it looked glorious. With explosions here and the Covenant here and plasma here.
So it looks good, but has no story.
I mean, they're trying the story, and it still is very similar to what the games have and the whole universe setup. But they took a lot of liberties through the first season, and then the latest episode, a huge liberty. Not thrilled about that.
Is that the part where they take like a feature-length movie that they try to get some achievement that's actually not achievable?
You mean like where you got to take 2
Where you
scorpion
take-
tanks around
yeah.
a corner and you got to shoot a phantom out of the sky, but before it gets to the one point that's right up around the corner where they start attacking? Yeah.
Yeah, I won't say that's time I'm not getting back, but that's one of my gaming low points. But it was still enjoyable trying to achieve what we deemed unachievable.
6 hours of us wasting our life away on that.
Yeah.
Stupid.
So glad you didn't invite me to that one.
I just got done watching Tacoma FD
Yeah.
series. Finally.
You caught up to. Well, that's the end of the series. So
Yep. That was really good. And watching a couple things on Netflix right now also, and All the Light We Cannot See. It's just a 4-part series there. And then Louder Milk. I started watching that. And then also Resident Alien, which is a sci-fi show, actually. But
Yeah, I was excited to see that one show up on Netflix. It's on my short list.
yeah, I'm enjoying it. I like, what's his name? Alan. I can't remember his name. Touring or something. I just think of him from Firefly. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that one I'm excited. My wife, I think, was even interested in watching it. We're just trying to finish up season 2 of Altered Carbon. We're close. It's getting a little bit better. I still stand. First season was really pretty good. Second season's a little too much coincidence in it, so it's not terrible. I will also add, because I made this joke to my wife, they clearly used up the nudity budget
in the first season.
Yeah, because in the first season, a lot of nudity. Second season, not a whole lot. It's like,
That's just like Game of Thrones. That first season has as much nudity as the remainder of the seasons, I swear.
Yeah, we used all of that up in the season 1. Yeah.
Too much.
Or do you think they needed a fundraise thing so that they could put more clothes on them for season 2?
Yeah.
They crowdfunded because they couldn't afford outfits.
Wardrobe.
And when you're not wearing clothes, it's just too easy for sexy time.
Yeah. It fit in season 1 because the whole concept, for those who might not be familiar with Altered Carbon, it is a cyberpunk, and the idea is that we have found alien technology and converted it to basically create what's called the stack. It's a device that goes right in between your vertebrae, and it records basically your life. And if you die, as long as your stack is not damaged, you can be re-sleeved in a new body. So because of that, the human body has really just become, as I said, a sleeve. And so nudity just doesn't kind of matter in some cases.
Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah. So it's I said the first season I like. It's weird. I've been reading some of the reviews, and the critics didn't like the first season. They felt that the mystery kind of got lost a little bit in the plot, and they liked the second season better. But to me, it's the difference is the first season they're following the author's work because it's based off a book. The second one they're flying without that, and it just gets a little. It's not as tight in mine. The action sequences are gorgeous throughout, though, and some of the scenery is just like the visuals are amazing. Plot is just a little wonky in the second. So,
like The Witcher.
yes.
I feel like the first season was amazing, and then they kind of went off on the remainder of them.
That's what I heard, and that's why I haven't watched past the first season of The Witcher.
Even though they have so much source material. What did he produce? 6, 7 books, I think.
I think there's 9.
Yeah, 9 from that one author. So it's plenty of material to go off of, and they're not using any of it.
Yeah, which is kind of sad because it's not, although having read 3 of the books, that story is a little wonky. So
yeah,
I could see them struggling with the whole, how do I make a TV show out of some of this?
There's been a TV show that we've had on our smart TV in the union office at work. It's called Forged in Fire.
Oh yes.
So I'm sure that'd be that whenever I saw that for the first time, and it sounds like it be right up Howie Blues' alley. And there's it's a Samsung smart TV, so it's got the built-in channels that just perpetually play certain shows, and Forged in Fire is one of them. So I've digested a lot of that on my breaks in the union office. So it's been interesting to see the various episodes and the clips or portions of the show. But yeah, it's been enjoyable to make the day go by at work.
Yeah.
Nice. I know there was a guy from North Dakota on there, I think, last year.
Mm-hmm.
My at least favorite thing of that show, and at least one of the things I like, is nobody complains when they lose on that show. In all the episodes I've watched, nobody's like, wow, this is rigged or that. It's like usually they go, nope, my blade broke. I didn't. Yeah,
it's interesting because there's some episodes where they, at least the way they edit it, I think, is there's sometimes you don't know who's going to be the clear winner, and then there's like, oh, well, this guy's blade had a deformation or a crack, and or so and so's. But it's interesting the common carryovers between each episode with each of the hosts' phrasings, the specialities of the three judges, and the way they test various amounts of, because you can create something in the preliminary part of the show and have it not be it's usually somewhat relevant, but it can be totally different to what they expect you to make for the 5-day test for the 1v1 for the $10,000 grand prize for that episode. So I've enjoyed that for the past month or two, and it's been on the TV in the break room.
Yeah, my dad is a huge fan of it.
Mm-hmm.
Although the last time we talked about it, he likes to point out that the thing that he that always amazes him is he's like, some of these people are just idiots. He goes, they tell you what size to build the blade. How do you screw that up? How do you you missed it by an inch, buddy?
Yeah. Or they cut into a jelly mold version of a person with blue ink on the inside, and a butter knife could slice through it, and this guy will hold it up and, this blade will kill. It's like, okay, yeah.
Well, most blades will kill. You just have to aim for the right spot.
Yeah.
But
that style.
But that said, I still it's a good show.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable.
We've actually been watching, I don't know if you guys follow The Walking Dead at all. We eventually finished it after taking a hiatus from it for a little while, but we've been watching the Dixon spinoff that they did, say like September, October, somewhere around there this past year. And it's really well done. It's a good spinoff show, and kind of a big change because they took it over to Europe for his spinoff. So kind of shows a little bit different side of things.
Lefty and I watched that one for a long time, and then we stopped because that's a heavy show. Yeah. And my wife is more of a binge watcher than I am. Like, she will get on a series and she's like, I must finish this. And I'm much more of like, I need a change. I can't handle the depressing show every night. That's just, too much.
We stopped around season 9, I think, in the overall season or the show, and then once they wrapped it up, we started back at the beginning and binge watched through it basically, and finished the whole series. And then we watched the Maggie and Negan spinoff, and then the Dixon spinoff we're working through now. And but yeah, the spinoffs really picked it back up, I think, from some of the spots that they dropped it. So
maybe someday we'll finish it. It's hard to say. There's so much good stuff out there to.
Yeah, if you decide to watch the spinoffs, definitely finish the main show first, because they pick up after that ends.
Maybe sometime I'll have more time to check out something. So, as I said, she binges through things. I think she just got caught up all of Young Sheldon. Just over like 2-3 months, just sitting and watching it. I'm just like,
Nice.
go you. She was so happy when she saw it and she's like, oh, we're gonna have to watch that together. It's gonna take forever. And I'm like, I really am not interested. She's like, goody, and she just powered through. I'm like,
Yeah, I haven't
I've
watched
been
that one.
going through ER for the past month or two, and
Nice.
I just remember back when I was younger, it was something that they had ER on one channel, and then they had Scrubs on another channel between like 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. So it was something we're like, all right, you wake up and a couple of shows to look forward to. One was a serious medical drama, and the other one was a joke medical drama, and we're like, oh,
With serious topics.
Yeah,
Still
but
have
it was-
serious
it was-
topics, but yeah.
Yeah, they both addressed issues in their own unique ways. So it's cool to follow along on Hulu for ER. So it's the classic downtown Chicago hospital. So
Nice.
in the 90s.
Scrubs is one of those shows that me and my wife have watched enough times that we'll throw it on before we go to bed and just let it play and fall asleep while it's playing and have a sleep timer on the TV. And so that's what we're actually going through right now. I think we're on season 8 right now, so we're almost done with it. But
Nice.
we cycle through a few shows that we just fall asleep to, and
Mhm.
4 or 5 different shows. And as we end them, we just start the next one and just keep that cycle going for those ones because we can easily fall asleep to them and not miss anything.
Yeah.
that's a talent. I can't fall asleep with like a show on unless I'm sick, and then I will. I have some things that I tune into, which is usually people painting miniatures in like a nice, like gentle voice, and it just lulls you right to sleep. But I could never. We don't even have a TV in our bedroom because can't do it.
Yeah, there's a few episodes of each show that we do that with that are like a super favorite episode that I can't fall asleep if it's on. So like with Scrubs, one of my favorite episodes is the steak night episode where they're going out to a steak diner and they end up staying in the hospital for the night talking to a patient who's on basically his last day and has no family.
Scrubs was a good show. It's good.
Mhm.
I don't tend to like the medical dramas, but I'm not a medical person, so it's
I tend to not either, despite the fact I work in a hospital. So
yeah. No, that's totally my wife's thing. She watches all of the medical dramas and all of those. And I'm just like, no,
Mhm.
that's not my thing. You enjoy those on your own.
on that subject, though, has your wife talked much about the Change Healthcare hack at all?
She
impacted them on the nursing side.
She is not, but she's coming off a week of nights, so me and her really haven't seen each other. So
Gotcha.
it's,
Yeah, I know from my realm in the IT world, of course, it's a really big deal. They handle somewhere between 1/3 to 50% of all patients' prescription data. So it was a huge hack. So that's why my week has been quite chaotic, because I've been dealing with that since Wednesday night, basically.
yeah. See, we haven't had anything like that. The interesting thing is FDIT decided for their quarterly training to do one on QR codes. So we all had to take this training about don't just scan random QR codes. Guess what's been appearing in the employee areas only of the Heritage Center? Just random QR codes. And I'm just like, I kind of wanted to ask our IT guys, like, are you just testing us? Did you just put these up? Just to see who didn't pay attention to the training? I kind of want
How he scans a QR code and the flash goes off and takes a selfie. But you've been thought.
You've been assigned some new training.
Well, they do get they do get dinged whenever NDIT will send out occasionally these spam tests, these phishing attempts, and you have to recognize it and report it. And our IT guys get the report of who's been clicking on those. And
Yep, we do the same thing, and those people get assigned special training when they click those links.
I wish they would do it that way because I don't fall for those, but nope. Every quarter we get to take a training.
Yeah, we have the quarterly, or actually I think ours is every 6 months, but then people who click the links get extra trainings assigned to them. And some of the ones they've been doing for us, they look like they came from our manager trying to share a file to us, as the ones we've been getting recently. So it's fairly sophisticated methods that they're using to try to get to us.
Yeah,
y'all are just helping Skynet become self-aware. So this garbage needs to stop. Okay,
The spear fishing and the whaling attempts will continue.
Yeah. No, they did a
whale.
They did a whole series from people's supervisors, and they got quite a few people with us. And I get it, because when I got the one from mine, my supervisor tends to write very direct messages that aren't, very formal sometimes. So it's like, I could see her writing this.
Yep. Yeah, for me, my manager, he communicates pretty much primarily everything through WebEx. So if he sends me an email for something that's sharing a file, I'm like, this can't be him, because he would just send it over WebEx to me.
Yeah. All the fun of IT. All the fun.
I'm pretty sure my last manager has told us that he's at least once a year for the past 4 or 5 years, he's had to do supplemental spearfishing or whaling spam email training, because he's clicked on a malicious link and has to get sent through the course again, because it's like, well, so and so actually did not send you this file. And
just makes you really paranoid. Really paranoid.
It's a fine bar, because they get more creative by the year. And
Yep.
I'll tell you how paranoid here's one. So because they do this, one of the ones I got recently was it looked like it was a scanned document from one of our copiers. But usually the only person who scans and sends, like, I can go to my copier and, hey, scan a document, send it to myself. So I have it. So it's usually from me, me. I know. Also, I had one pop up. Address was slightly different. The wording was slightly different. I'm like, well, I'm going to report that because that looks all suspicious. About 10 minutes later, one of our IT guys, Ashton, comes down and he's like, so we put in a new copier over at Stutzman, and Steve was going to scan his time card and send it to you.
scam.
So I'm like, well, I reported that as phishing because it came in and it looked weird and I wasn't expecting it. Ash goes,
No pay for you.
Ash is like, well, here's how you retrieve that.
Did he give you a pat on the back for at least being cautious about it?
Oh yeah, he got a pretty good laugh at it. I'm like, hey, it didn't look right. I reported it.
Mm-hmm.
That's my strategy for when I don't answer the phone at work. I'm like, if it's important, I'll call back.
Yeah, one of my coworkers actually tried to call me from his cell phone the other day, and it came up as a florist shop, because I'm guessing his wife must own a florist shop, and it was tied to a cell phone number. So I declined the call, and he's like, hey, I just tried to call you. I was like, oh, it came up as like Pat's Floral or something like that. He's like, oh yeah, I always forget that. I was like, yeah, I figured it was probably like a business cold call or a wrong number, so I just declined it.
Weird.
Pat the scammer.
We're hiring somebody new, and I had to call them to set up an interview, and I dialed their number, and it rang like 3 times, and I got the message, we're sorry, the number you have dialed is no longer in service. And I'm like, what? Rechecked the number, punched it in, dialed again, got the same message. Go to the guy's resume where we have, where he said, actually it was to where he put it in the application. He left off a couple of numbers. on there. So I'm like, well, that doesn't help me. So I was about ready to email him, and he calls me back, and I'm like, you're applying for a job. That might not be the best way to go about, doing it, is having your phone set up to tell people that it's a number no longer in service.
It sounds like he was funneling it through like a Google Voice or internet phone number.
I do Google call screening on any call that's not in my address book, but it just literally says, this is Google Assistant.
Yeah.
Please tell me why you're trying to reach Derek or whatever. And it'll let them leave a little message, and it'll show up on my phone in plain text. I can read it and decide if I want to answer the call or not.
Yeah, I just let it go to voicemail. That's truthfully what I do.
Either that or you call someone and then you get the message saying that their voicemail inbox is full.
Yes.
I hate that.
I hate it.
Crack that can of worms open.
Who does not clean out their inbox? I just,
Like 70% of society, that's who.
why?
Same people that go around with, how many freaking texts and everything on their cell phones you see. It is crazy. How many messages you got on that thing?
That are unread.
Right.
Like, why? Clear it out.
I don't delete my text messages, but I don't leave them generally unread. If I do leave them unread, it's because I'm at work or what have you, and then I'll get to them either at lunch or when I'm done with work.
I know somebody who doesn't delete emails, so there's like 10,000 emails in the inbox.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can delete those. Well, I don't want to lose anything. All right, you do you. I don't have time to deal with this.
You just search the word unsubscribe in your email and you can probably do without those.
The reason the voicemail one bothers me is every now and then, like, you had that message you saved because maybe you listen to it and you're like, I need to check that number again, and then you have to sit and listen through. Like, here's all your saved messages, and it takes forever to go through and delete them all out. So I'm just like, why? Why do you keep these? Because it takes them forever if you do actually save one, that you need. Because I've had that happen, where like when my mom had her appendix out last year, I had a voicemail from my dad where it was, we're at this hospital, we're in this room, will be available at this time. Well, let me save that so I remember what room it is. Sometimes you just want to access that stuff, but yeah. Ugh. Anybody else got any other pet peeves they want to air while we're going through them?
Was this Festivus, the airing of grievances?
I mean, if you got them, throw them out.
For me, I've got to get on the road pretty early in the morning, so I think I'm going to jump off. But it's been great talking to you guys, and again, congratulations on making it to 150 episodes.
Thanks, local geek.
Yep. Safe travels.
Safe drive tomorrow, and hopefully the friendly folks of Iowa treat you well.
We'll see what happens when you get to Sioux City. Blah, 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 blah.
A story that never ends. That's a classic.
And he's out.
Yeah, we're out of here.
Yeah, you said the word story. He's like, I don't got time for this. I gotta get to bed.
Neither did that guy going into the gas station. He didn't have time for that either.
I don't think I've actually heard this story.
Yeah, Niko. It sounds like story time with Niko.
You were the driver.
I'm just glad I didn't have to shoot anybody.
That might be a premium subscriber content only type story.
For the plus members. the subscribers of this channel.
Members only content. Incentive to subscribe if you tease them with the story a little bit. Invest in us, and we will tell you our stories.
By the way, streamlabs.com/beerbluesbs right here. Streamlabs.com/beerbluesbs. As little as $1 a month, you can subscribe and help this show keep going for another episode.
And on that early segment jumping cheap plug, Kidder. We've been talking for quite a while. Some of the others of us need to go to bed as well. So it's about time we wrap this show up with our, probably least favorite segment, cheap plugs.
Oh, you want me to do the thing?
Action.
All right. Gotcha.
Is this thing on? Excuse me.
I thought Rudeboy was going to take care of this one since
I don't have the script.
149 of
if
them.
you want me doing the
Spot
cheap
on
plugs,
right
you
now.
got to send me something.
All I know is the Bob
I can
Barker
improvise to a point. But yes, this is episode 150 of Beer, Blues, and BS. And we thank you all for listening, dedicated listeners.
What about the viewers?
Rude boy just logs off.
He's left the chat.
But yeah, I was about to get to the loyal viewers as well. Thank you all for watching, listening, subscribing, clicking that like button. We're available on whatever podcast service, whatever YouTube video service you can think of, dream of, imagine. We're there. And if you want to help us continue this great experiment of a show and continue the BS and have a drink with us, send us $1 or $2 and we'll thank you, because it's a excellent way to spend a Friday night with my good friends, and the people that listen and watch are great friends too, brother. So feel free to continue your
Buckle 5.
about 150, I would say.
Niko has entered the chat.
I'd say it cost about 150.
350.
350.
Now I have to edit that clip in.
I need about 350.
Hey, day about 350.
We're gonna have to get a soundboard going here soon.
Yeah. So that pretty much sums it up. You can't like your licenses away.
You're like us on social media. My roast is going to be dry. Is this the country kitchen buffet? I was hoping for Ponderosa.
Is this thing muted?
He edited himself. It was just a string of swear words for about 10 seconds there, and he self-edited.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
Just wanted to let you know that we are online on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Please follow us. We need money. Streamlabs.com/beerbluesbs.
About to get a funky bass line going to that voice.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be a little bit of action here. Yep, beerbluesbs.com, baby. Click the merch store because there's a lot happening there. You know what I mean? Final thoughts. Let's just do that because this is too much.
I'd like a bag of nacho cheese Doritos now, and happy and congrats on 150, boys.
Woo! It's in the mail.
Keep the good drinks coming. And we'll send you a bag of chips too.
You are all of that in a bag of potato chips. Jaco?
Hey, if you had fun with this episode, tune in like 6 episodes from now when we hit the 3-year anniversary of this show. Because that's the weird thing about podcasts. We hit the milestones and then we hit like the anniversaries like back to back. It's crazy. But yes, 3 years coming up real fast.
It's always a special time at Beer, Blues, and BS.
Simply astounding. And with that, let's put a nice little tidy bow on this thing because it's time to get on out of here. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Reminder to keep your glass at least half full. There's free beer tomorrow. And we will catch you on down that Centennial plus 50 Tucson Highway. Miles keep on going. Years keep on adding. And the time just keeps on ticking. Son of a... Have a good night. We'll catch you on the next episode of Beer, Blues, and BS.
Future Howard's going to get to that point because we've talked about this. So I'm going to be like, all right, almost done. Just put the last bow on it. And then I'm going to totally forgotten that Kidder put in that son of a at the end. I'm like, yeah, no, I got to have that.
No, that one's fine. That's acceptable on terrestrial.
That's
radio.
Google.
It means female dog.
Ship it. Go.
Son of a female dog.
You have been listening to a UA production of Beer, Blues, and BS. If you enjoyed the show, help others find out about it by rating the show or leaving a review at your podcast listening service of choice. Thanks for listening, and may your glass never be empty. UA Productions presents A Glimpse Behind the Curtain.
Good show, gents.
Yes, it was.
That was something. Oh, my Atlanta.
Yeah, we've done worse.
All right, gents. I'm going to head to bed.
So, Rude Boy, you got basketball tomorrow? Doing that?
Well, I'll probably be home. Let's see. Game number 2 starts at 6. Maybe be home about 9 or 10 if how things go. But I'll let you know and go from there and see what Sunday looks like. But yeah, I'll give you a show.
Sounds good to me. I'll be around.
See you, gents.
Niko, you want to play some flashing lights or you guys want to play Guitar Hero?
Guitar Hero would be fun.
I mean, it's been a long ass time since we played that.
Yeah.
Even crossplay.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I got a buddy coming over. We're going to watch the first Dune Part 1 in preparation for Dune Part 2 on Sunday. So
lucky.
All right, Jim.
I enjoyed the first part, so
yeah. And the second's gotten nothing but good reviews, I believe. So I'm excited.
Very good.
Good.
I like it.
Good.
Good.
All right, we'll catch you guys next time.
Thanks. Good to see you. Go. See you in a couple weeks. And
He gone.
He go. He go.